Rachel. What's up? Welcome back. And today we are testing out Russian piping tips. I'm sure you guys have seen these all over the internet, and I actually bought a set a little while ago, but I never got the chance to try them out. So I thought it would be super fun to give them a whirl, see how we like them, do some different colors, make a fun cake out of it. I'm curious, I'm excited, and also this video is extra special because it's a collaboration with Orly Shandy from the DIY Designer. I met Orly on the set of Home and Family. She is awesome, you guys. Super fun. Her channel is all about DIYing a one-of-a-kind wardrobe, and she shows you how to hack the hottest celebrity photos and make them yourself, and it's actually surprisingly easy. And when she called me up, I was super excited.
Rachel!
Hey Orly, how's it going?
Oh my god, I'm so excited about this.
Me too. I haven't seen you since Home and Family.
So these flowers, I can't wait. Bags have been a huge trend. They've been doing them now for like a couple of seasons, and there's all these photos of, you know, like Kendall and Kylie and Bella and Gigi and every one of the girls with the shoulder strap one.
Oh yeah.
Wearing these little backpacks to do the flowers.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see your interpretation of it.
Yeah. That sounds awesome. So I was thinking of making like a flower basket cake using the piping tips to decorate it.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
FedEx it to me.
Yes, I'm gonna FedEx it to you, and the whole set of Home and Family. It's gonna come in like crumbles, but it'll be delicious.
Put some buttercream frosting and just eat it like
Exactly.
Okay, cool. All right, wonderful. So I'm really excited. Let's get to work.
Let's do it. All right, talk to you soon.
All right, I'll see you on the other side.
Okay, bye. All right, guys, well, I'm excited to get started, but before we do, make sure you tap that subscribe button and turn on notifications for new videos every single week. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. First off, in a large bowl, you'll need 1 3/4 cups of flour, along with 2 cups of sugar, 3/4 cups of cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and I forgot to add it, but 1 teaspoon of salt. Whew, I know, it's a lot of dry ingredients, but just go ahead and give those all a whisk and set it aside. And then over in a separate bowl, crack in 3 room temperature eggs, and just give those all a whisk, and then pour in 1 cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, no worries. I feel like nobody really has buttermilk on hand, so just mix together 1 cup of milk along with 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, let it stand for about 5 minutes, and you are ready to go. You'll also want to add in a ½ cup of vegetable oil and a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then just whisk that all up to combine. Then you can just pour this on into your dry ingredients and give that a mix. This is my absolute favorite chocolate cake recipe. I swear, once you try this one, you'll never go back to a box mix again. It's rich and chocolatey and fluffy and moist. I know everyone hates the word moist, but really, how else do you describe a cake? Because I'm not gonna say it's like slightly damp. That sounds really gross. Okay. Basically what I'm trying to say is that this cake is so good. Rich, moist, chocolatey, fluffy, everything that you want in a chocolate cake. Once you have that ready to go, you're gonna pour in 1 cup of hot, strong coffee. You might have heard this trick before, but basically you don't taste the coffee in the cake batter. It just really makes that chocolate taste a lot deeper and richer. Once you have that all mixed up, go ahead and pour it into your greased giant cupcake mold and bake that off at 350 for about 55 to 60 minutes. It does take a little while, but it's worth it, I promise. Now, when I took mine out of the oven, for some reason it had this little bit of spillage on the sides. Last time I checked, cakes are supposed to rise upwards and not like diagonally out of the pan, but it's cool. I just ate that part. But anyways though, just let your cakes cool down completely, and then we're going to level our cakes. Just grab a serrated knife and run that through the bottom and top layer of your cake. And now it's time to decorate. First up, let's talk about how to pipe a basket weave. This is super fun, and it's one of those things that looks tricky, but it's actually really easy to do. Start off by piping a long vertical line, and then pipe some horizontal lines on top. And just make sure the space in between your horizontal lines is about equivalent to the width of the piping tip. That might sound a little confusing. It's probably best explained just by watching the footage, but once you finish that, add another vertical line at the end and fill in the gaps with more horizontal lines. And then repeat this process over and over again. This is really fun to do though, and it's so satisfying to see it all come together and make that beautiful basket design. I could do this all day. It's really fun. Now, that being said, it's a lot harder to do this on the cake than it is on a flat piece of paper, especially because it's fluted up at the sides. So my basket weave is kind of subpar, let's say. From a distance, it looks decent. Up close, not so much. In my defense, I was sitting on the floor trying to do this as well, just so I could get a good angle for the camera. Overall though, not my best work, but the focus is the flowers, so we're not gonna worry too much. To complete that basket look, I'll just pipe some more frosting on top and spread that out with my offset spatula. And now onto our Russian piping tips, the main event. So you can see I loaded these up with a bunch of different colors, and these are so cool looking. I don't know how anybody came up with these, but major kudos to them. And then here is my first trial run of the piping tips. I was so excited I had all the piping bags loaded up, and then I realized the frosting was too thin. Then I thought, okay, maybe I messed up, I'll try again. And unless the roses look very different in Russia, I don't think this really worked. So that's my first bit of advice when working with the Russian piping tips. The frosting has to be super thick. This was my original consistency of frosting. I thought it looked good because it was holding peaks and everything, but I had to add in a whole nother 2 scoops of powdered sugar. It's almost like a spackle consistency. It's really thick. And that would also be my first criticism of the piping tips. I don't like my frosting quite this sweet, but that's the only way to make them work, so there is a bit of compromise there. So I redid the consistency on all the frosting, and for our first piping tip, this is the rose tip. And this worked a whole lot better with the thicker frosting, as did the rest of the piping tips. I'm not really sure what the names of the rest of these flowers are, but they all came out really pretty, and I do think this is a really nice way to get buttercream flowers without having to make the individual petals, because you just go for one squeeze and you have a flower. Also, I'm really curious if you guys have tried these out yourself, so make sure to let me know down below, because I would love to hear your experiences with it. Do you have a favorite set or a favorite flower? Did you have to make the frosting really stiff? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know down below if you have a second. Oh, and this is the only piping tip that didn't work. It left a big gap in the center. Maybe it's a certain type of flower, but I don't really think so. But the rest of them came out really nice. Next up, we're going to smother some chocolate frosting on the top of our cupcake, and this just helps the flowers stick on a whole lot better. And now we can go to town with making this a flower basket cake. I like to do these in clusters of color. Try not to make perfect lines or circles of flowers, and that way it looks more organic. Pun intended. So just continue filling this out. I think this makes for a beautiful centerpiece for a party, and it also makes for a fantastic gift, kind of like an edible arrangement, you might even say, except this one's made of cake and not fruit. And then once you finish filling it out, you can add some details in the center of the flowers using cookie crumbs, sprinkles, edible pearls, just to add a bit more variety. Then I added on some little leaf sprinkles, but you could also use a leaf piping tip, and then I stuck in a chalkboard sign just to stick with that garden theme. And now our cake is finished. Overall, I totally get the appeal of the Russian piping tips. They make buttercream flowers and really intricate designs super simple. My only criticism is that the frosting has to be really thick, which is kind of a big deal because you want your cakes to first and foremost taste good, but if you're a fan of sweet frosting, these might be the tip for you. And of course, don't forget to check out Orly's video. I am in love with the handbags that she made. They're so cute. They look just like the Fendi ones, and I honestly can't believe that she made them. She is so incredible, guys, really talented, and super nice. And with that all said, let's hop into the outro. Alright guys, so that is our Russian piping tip trial, and I hope you all enjoyed. And if you like this video, make sure you tap that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I post new videos every single week. You can also follow me on social media at kawaiisweetwearld. The Etsy sticker shop is right up there, and my last video is right down there. Alright, well take care guys, love you all so much, and I'll see you all back here very soon. Bye guys!